Hey folks, Lever here once again. Welcome back to another review. Hope you all enjoyed my review of Man of Steel, which I believe was a couple days ago. It is up on my channel already. And now getting to, I guess you could say, Phase 2, that's what I'm going to call it, Phase 2 of my Superman marathon. Now I'm going to be reviewing the Superman animated movies. Superman, the animated films. Starting with the first one, the very first one, that is based off, well, it says it's not, but I still think it is, off Superman the Animated Series, which came out in the late 90s, I think 1996. It basically came out because Batman the Animated Series was so successful and stuff, and eventually they made a movie out of it, and that is, this time I'm reviewing, this film came out in 2006, and it was direct-to-video, so just went straight to DVD then. Probably VHS too, I don't know, but anyway. And that is Superman Brainiac Attacks. Yes, the original movie. Yeah. Now what did I think of this movie? I thought it was decent. I thought it was okay. I think I used to love it when I was a kid. I do remember seeing this movie as a kid or watching it when I was a kid, and I loved it, but now as an adult, well, I mean, I still love certain movies. You know, like, before this, there were some Batman animated movies like Mask of the Phantasm, Mr. Freeze and Sub-Zero. Batman, Mr. Freeze, Sub-Zero, I grew up with that one. I still enjoyed that movie. A lot of the other ones I didn't, but, you know, the other ones you had, I think, were Return of the Joker. I grew up with that one, Batman Beyond Return of the Joker, and I enjoyed that film a lot. I still love that movie. Mystery of the Batwoman, and then in 2005 you had the Batman vs. Dracula, which I did enjoy those, and then in 2006 we got this, our first Superman animated film, Superman Brainiac Attacks, and I thought the film was just decent. It was okay for what it was. But anyway, let's get into it. Well, one thing I can say about it right now, despite the similar designs, animation, and voice cast, Brainiac Attacks is not considered a sequel to Superman the Animated Series, nor is it connected to the DC Animated Universe, which I think is ridiculous, because I think it should have been connected to that, but, you know, I'll get more into that later. I'm sorry. Sometimes I just go off a little bit. The film was directed by Kurt Guido, who worked on Superman the Animated Series. The classic style was directed by Warner Brothers, with Guido adding more humor and romance than previously explored in the animated series. Despite the film's visual style being the same as Superman the Animated Series, as the majority of its trained cast, writer Duane Culps has stated the film was not intended to be part of the DC Animated Universe. Additionally, DC cast members Clancy Brown, Corey Burton, and Lisa Eldon are absent from the film, with Powers Booth, Lance Henderson, and Tara Strong voicing the respective characters. Corey Burton, okay. So that's the only change in the cast. Yeah. Notably, the deception of Lex Luthor, rather than being the cold, calculating industrialist portrayed in the Superman the Animated Series, seems to incorporate elements of Gene Hammond's less serious portrayals of the character in live-action movies, making Luthor more lighthearted and darkly whimsical, going as far as to make jokes about the situations around him, which I'll get more into that, you know. It was directed by Kurt Guido. It's produced by Mark MD. Screenplays by Duane Chupsey. Stories by Christopher Simmons and Duane Surprise. It's based on Superman created by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. The music is by Thomas Chase Jones. It's edited by Margaret Hu. It was released to straight to video on June 20th, 2006. It's 76 minutes long. Not a very long movie. You do have some returning though, like you have Tim Daly voicing Kal-El, Clark Kent, Superman. He does voice Superman in the animated series. I think he's voiced Superman in other medias too, you know, other stuff as well. Lance Henderson voices Brainiac, and I thought Lance Henderson was great. You know, he's done voiceover before. The one was I can think of before. He voiced Kurt Jack in the 1999 Disney film Tarzan, and he's played a villain before. He was he was Bishop in Aliens, and I think Alien 3, and I guess he did some voice work in Call of Duty as well, but he was in the Terminator. I remember him in that, and he also was the main villain in Hard Target, my favorite Jean-Claude Van Damme film. So, you know, Yeah. And he made a cameo appearance in Super Mario Brothers, the movie. So, but Lance Henriksen, great actor. And he was also in Scream 3, so. Yeah. But Lance Henriksen, great actor. Howard Booth as voices Lex Luthor. He's played villains before. The only ones I can think of off the top of my head right now, I know he was in Rapid Fire with Brandon Lee, but he played a good guy and he was a cop in that movie. And he also was the main villain in a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. Wow, just like Lance Henriksen was, but he wasn't the main villain in a film called Sudden Death, which is a diehard in a hockey ring. Diehard in a yeah. He was also the villain a main villain in Tombstone, and he sadly passed away some time ago. He was a great actor. I really miss him. And he was in Red Dawn. I remember him in that. Yeah, like I said, he was in Tombstone and Sudden Death. He was the villains in those movies. He was in the Avengers, but he's credited as a World Security Council, which is one of the last time we saw him. And of course, Dana Dimley as Lois Lane. She also voiced Lois in the animated series. This is Tim Daly voiced Superman in the animated series. George Durance. I remember seeing her. I just wanted to say sorry. I remember seeing. I think I saw her in a few episodes of Magnum P.I. And George DeConte as Perry White. David Kaufman as Jimmy Olsen, Mike Vale as Jonathan Kent, Shovel Ferris as Martha Kent, Tara Strong as Martha Graves. So, like I said, you only have revoice, casting different voices for the characters. Only 3 characters: Brainiac and Lex Luthor and Mercy Graves in this movie. So, yeah, Tara Strong. She's done some other voice work. She did a voice for Teen Titans, Rugrats. I can't find it. And pretty much the plot of this movie, though, to sum it up, is that in Superman Brainiac text, the plot synopsis is that, interrupted by Superman's heroic success and soaring popularity, Lex Luthor forms a dangerous alliance with the powerful computer villain Brainiac and vows to defeat the Man of Steel. Meanwhile, Superman is also trying to buff up his romance with Lois Lane and eventually tell her that he is Clark Kent behind the glasses and, come to terms with that and telling her his secret of who he really is. And Lois gets attacked by Brainiac while Superman is fighting Brainiac. So Superman has to save Lois's life, and not only that, he also has to stop Brainiac, who pretty much, as you can see from the picture right here, damn it, right here, the picture has become more powerful, a bit more of a supercomputer, and Superman has to defeat him and stop him. So, it's pretty much the plot in a nutshell for you. Very simple to follow by. Alright. The movie, okay, Superman Brainiac Attacks. Pretty much the movie opens up with the opening credits, which are pretty nice. I do like the animation in this movie. The animation is like from the animated series, and it's really nice in my opinion. You just have, it opens up with the movie with Lex Luthor complaining about, not having world domination. He complains about not having world domination on his kryptonite, and Superman basically just foiling his plots every time. He's complaining about that, and he just wants to pretty much kill Superman and defeat him, as Luthor does. Lex Luthor is more, I guess you could say, enjoys power, enjoys world domination. He pretends to be a good guy, a good man, and has his own company called Lex Corp, but he's really not a good guy. He just pretends to be. Lex also has a new satellite called Lex 900, basically built to defend the Earth, and pretty much Brainiac comes to Earth, and Brainiac is a villain. The only reason I say about him is that in the animated series, Brainiac was responsible, I believe, for destroying Krypton, or at least kind of helped them destroy themselves. Well, if you've seen the show, you know what I'm talking about. If you've seen that, the pilot episode for Superman animated series. And Brainiac is a villain that, you know, he's a computer, but he's a supreme intellect. He wants to be the ultimate supreme intellect, the smartest, you know, computer out of the galaxy. He wants more power, kind of like Luthor, but he destroys worlds. Brainiac, when you find him in the first episode of Superman the animated series, he wants to, what he does is collect worlds. He collects worlds, kills millions of people, and collects worlds, you know. So he's very power hungry and wants to be the ultimate intellect ever. So in order to do that, he'll destroy whatever he has to destroy, or kill as many innocents as he has to do that. But when he comes to meet, you know, when he comes to Earth, he starts attacking. He's like, and you know, Lex Henderson, I like him as the voice. You know, he's like, good, more power for me. So he's able to use it. You know, since Brainiac is his computer, he's able to use like claws or something to get into the computers and hack into the system. Then, meanwhile, at the Daily Planet, Perry White informs the staff Brainiac is attacking, you know, Lex's company. Lois Lane, of course, crouching, looking out of the bathroom, like, Miss Lane, and that's funny. And then Clark Kent watches, and of course he takes off his shirt, you know, and he goes to Superman and goes to fly. And he's like, it's time for you to go flying, Brainiac, and him and Brainiac start fighting. And he's able to use the satellite like kryptonite, which is Superman's weakness to detect him, and he's like, not kryptonite, but it'll stop you. And he's shooting missiles at Superman, and Superman's punching them and fighting them. You know, and Lex Luthor is watching Lex Luthor in this movie. Them just trying to make it like Gene Hackman doesn't work for me. Powers Luthor, he's a great actor. He was great in Sudden Death and Tombstone. Don't get me wrong, he was a great actor, may rest in peace, but I didn't like him as a voice of Lex Luthor. I'm sorry. Him saying, you know, oh, he's destroying Superman, oh, mercy, get the popcorn. And him saying, you know, he has another lame line like, a stupid line like, you know, when Superman uses freeze whip to freeze Brainiac, he's like, Lex Luthor's like, brain freeze! You know, I'm like, really? So he's saying these, I hate to say it, but cheesy lines they give Luthor, and I'm like, really? This to me is not Lex Luthor. They're trying to be like Gene Hackman. I'm like, I'm sorry, Gene Hackman said better lines than this. He did. You know, Gene Hackman saying this in Superman the movie when he got the kryptonite, he's like, this diseased maniac, you know, will help you cash in your chips, you know. I'm like, come on, he had better dialogue than this, you know, in the first two Superman films, you know, not Superman 4, no, but even though Brainiac's there to fight football and you know, he's about killing Superman, like I said, uses his food breath and he punches Brainiac to pieces. Lois is on top of a, what do you call it? Oh yeah, he also, Brainiac, I forgot to mention, tries to send a missile out to attack Metropolis, but Superman saves it just in time. You know, while Perry White is yelling at a guy, like, if you want to be a news reporter, you can't be scared, you want to go out there and find the story, and the guy just runs away, like, whoa, which that was funny. Sometimes the humor does work in this film, all will say. Yeah, it was actually beam shooting at Superman, but, and it was a Lois climbs on a pole, or a pole or whatever, kind of like a satellite pole. She's climbing on just to get the edge of the story, and it breaks down, and Superman says, like, Miss Lane, you need to be careful, we're not being dangerous. She's like, well, I'm sorry, Superman, but you're always there to catch me. You know. Very much, a piece of him is alive. Just like this piece of Brainiac is alive. So Superman, Lex Luthor grabs a piece and he tries to shake Superman's hand. He's like, hey, you doing, Supes? I was like, what's your company doing? Like, you can't tell me where your company's been doing this? can't protect your satellites, and he's like, yeah. So, well, Lois just ignores them and walks away, and then helps rebuild them, and he makes a deal with Brainiac to make him more powerful, to make him more of an intellect, so that he can leave Earth, with all his power, and take whatever planet he wants. But of course, Brainiac will not do that, and also Lex is not going to let him just destroy the Earth. So Lex's plan is to, of course, look like the new Man of Steel. He wants to have Brainiac kill Superman for him, then he's going to defeat Brainiac using his exosuit to defeat him, to make himself look like a hero. Yeah, and have his world domination. So, but of course, with Lex Luthor and Brainiac, it's always a villain that, villains do that, betray each other and have something up their sleeve, Yeah, it was a processing chip that he was able to build on him. And he comes looking out like this. And you also had Jimmy taking pictures of Mercy and Lex Luthor, and he's like checking out pictures of Mercy, like, she's gorgeous. And then Lois like, she'll mop the floor with you, Jimmy. Go for that other girl that is a food critic at the Daily Planet that likes him. And like, nah, she's just a nerd, And then, the Superman Clark Kent is thinking about maybe telling Lois the truth. He goes to his parents and tells them, should I really tell her who I am? That I'm Clark Kent. So he decides to make a move. He can't do it though because Lois either gets caught up in a story or is on the phone. So he's trying to talk to her, and those are funny moments. And meanwhile, Jimmy's trying to know the food critic girl who's trying to flirt with him. Trying to talk to him. He's just either going to the bathroom or just ignoring her. I like it when he walks through with it. He's got a donut in his hand. He's like, some funny moments there. Anyway, Lois and Clark have to go on a food, kind of like a food critic assignment or something. So, he talks to Lois a bit, and she kind of looks at him. He kind of reminds her of Superman. He's like, well, Lois, like, you remind me of somebody, Clark. And it's like, Clark, come on, you'll find somebody. Life's too short. You gotta go for somebody. You gotta fall in love. You're like, you're handsome, and there's a moment there. But the new Brainiac machine, who's went to Earth and connected with the satellite, and has become this bigger machine, is able to find Superman, even though he's Clark Kent, doesn't matter. He breaks into the room and he's like, where is Superman? Where are you? I was like, I'm here, Brainiac. And him and Brainiac go on to fight more in Metropolis. Yeah. And they battle more, but this time, as this new bigger machine, he has kryptonite. Machine, so he's like beaming kryptonite at him, and it's weakening Superman, and Superman's eyes makes him look like a raccoon almost. I'm just saying that. And Superman's like, the more I fight, the more I get weak, the more he's just getting weak. Lois, of course, is there taking pictures and stuff, and she gets hit by the kryptonite beam too. And Superman he gets his heat vision. He's like really mad, so he just attacks and knocks Brainiac, basically nearly kills him. And he's like, Lois, and he looks at her, and of course he can see that she's still alive, just heavily injured and passed out, and that she's got, when he takes her to the hospital, that she's got kryptonite in her body, that it's basically kryptonite poisoning she has in her system, and it will kill her. So Superman goes to his Fortress of Solitude, and his computer tells him that there is no cure on Earth, but there is a cure in the Phantom Zone. Now the Phantom Zone, pretty much in the world on the planet Krypton, the Phantom Zone is a prison, for people who are villains or criminals on Krypton. That's how they punish you. That was their prison, basically. And he's telling them, you gotta go to the Phantom Zone to take care of this, to find her a cure. It was like a son of energy, which he can get this energy and save her. So he needs a sample of it, because I also forgot to mention, he got a sample of Lois's blood in the sample. So, and Brainiac shows up and attacks him at the Fortress of Solitude, and he's like, only I can ID myself. And of course, Brainiac is able to use his intellect to pretend to be Kal-El, Superman's Kryptonian name. And he's like, so he destroys it, like, you're going to destroy all the knowledge of the world. I'm like, better destroyed than better abused, Superman says. And it blows up, and, Brainiac, thinking Superman is dead, goes to, of course, Thanos attacking the Earth by Superman, goes in the Phantom Zone. He's flying in the Phantom Zone, his monster attacks him. Beats him around, but Superman's able to beat up this monster and get away. Superman finds the sun beam of light in the Phantom Zone. He's able to get a sample of it. It also, when he touches it, it heals him up, because he's been weak a bit too, because the kryptonite is still affecting him. But using and Superman gets his powers from the sun. So when he finds the Phantom Zone has the power of the sun there too, he just touches it and gets one for Lois too. Sorry. And again, for Brainiac, it's a new robotic body. He's just bigger and more dangerous. Well, anyway, his appearance in the Phantom doesn't go unnoticed, as Lex Luthor celebrates and is going to throw a party now and get ready to destroy Brainiac now. And Jimmy and Perry, they're upset about what's happened to Lois, thinking that he sent Clark and his assignment Clark is going away. Of course, they haven't really Superman. They're depressed and sad over her in the hospital. And I do like the scene where Perry White, literally does start crying. You don't see it, but you hear him start crying, but he does care for Lois. Almost like and I think Perry White did help Lois Lane become a reporter, and I think to him, she's like a daughter almost. That's the way I kind of see it, Basically, then Perry sends Jimmy to Lucas' party, even though he's a photographer, just as a reporter, keep his mind off of it. Meanwhile, Superman goes back to Earth and does use the sun energy to cure Lois, and she's like, Clark? Yes. He's like, tells her he's Superman, he feels about her, and she's like, Clark, I love you, and Clark, you don't need to worry about Brainiac, he's not going to attack you, but Lois, he's attacking, there's not just us as a Metropolis, and Lois is talking to him, he knows that this is just not Lois, and he's like, wait a minute. She's like, Clark, wait. He's like, wait a minute. Then Superman realizes Superman realizes that this is not Lois Lane. He's like, you're not Lois. That, of course, he's still in the Phantom Zone. He never left, so he's been trapped in the Phantom Zone. It's basically just an illusion. And he figures that, and of course, he goes back to the imagination. Illusion goes away, and he goes back to being Superman, flying out of there. And the illusions that try to grab Superman, they nearly get a hold of him. It goes by, but Superman's able to, roll around, twist around, and get off of them, and gets out of the Phantom Zone. Meanwhile, Brainiac goes to attack the city, and Les gets his exosuit, which I'm sorry, this exosuit was pretty lame. And of course, he gets his ass kicked, and Brainiac's like, you think I let you out of Earth? No, Earth is mine, Lex Luthor. You lose, and you're about to kill Lex. And Superman shows up. He thinks about for a second going to heal those up, but he just knows the people gotta come first. The city's gotta come first. His job as a hero has to come first, so he goes to fly there, and they feel like, Superman, yay! And then Luthor's like, yay! This Lex Luthor saying that, I'm like, okay, just shut up. I kind of do wish that Brainiac would have killed him just to shut him up. I'm sorry to say that, but I could not stand Lex Luthor in this film. But anyway, Superman fights back with Brainiac. Brainiac nearly does kill Superman. It's able to start the kryptonite, but Superman's able to overcome it and eventually defeats him, and Brainiac becomes like a little tentacle machine, kind of like Mr. Freeze when his head became, with tentacles and stuff, when he became a robot. He's about to give the cure to Lois, and eventually, Brainiac destroys the cure, and Superman goes out there and punches him, and breaks him, and eventually punches out his tronic, the process chip. Superman punches it out. And Lex Luthor, meanwhile, ends up in the hospital after that fight with Brainiac, and says, "What have you been up to?" They find out that this kryptonite's been there, that he was working with Brainiac. Jimmy ends up in the hospital after a fight with Mercy Graves, who fixes his body, but he's able to get into one of the Lexo suits and beat and take her down. Lois is close to death, so Superman decides to, mourn over her, but he kisses her, and with the kiss, though, kind of like Snow White in a way, like if he was kissing Snow White, but with the energy that's on his body that he has, he's able to kiss Lois. He kisses Lois, and that energy goes on to Lois and brings her back to life. He's like, "No, it's me, Superman," and he just says, like, "I can't tell her who I am. I gotta quit the Daily Planet because I'm gonna put her in danger." And at the end, she ends up being better. Jimmy finally goes a date with that food critic girl from the Daily Planet. Lois, Clark brings flowers, and Lois is in a wheelchair, and he's like, "Mr. White, I need to talk to you about the job. I need that he's going to tell him to quit." But he says that there's a story ahead, and Lois, of course, tells the flowers where he's like, "Chief, I'm going to be on the story right away, back to her usual self." And I was like, "Come on," and then it was like, and then he realizes, "You know what, Perry, I just was homesick. I just want to stay here and be a reporter for Metropolis," and that's it. And he's like, and he figures, well, you know what? If Lois will always be okay. Lois will always be that way. She's always puts herself in danger. As long as I'm there to protect her, it's always fine. So he just takes, his jacket and flies to Superman, and the movie ends. So he realizes that at the end that both Superman and Clark Kent can protect her, and then he flies at the end, and that's the end of the movie. So yeah. Well, I'm not done yet, though. Okay. But yeah, not a very long movie. Alright, so Superman Brainiac attacks. Well, like I said, in my opinion, this movie is just okay. I would say it's basically above average. It's decent for what it is. Would I call it a time waster? Yeah, I would say it's a decent time waster. It's not the worst thing ever. It's not like Superman for the Quest for Peace bad. No. Before I get into my issues with this movie, what do I like about this movie? I like the animation. I think the story is pretty good. With Brainiac and Lex Luthor teaming up, and Brainiac trying to becoming a bigger machine. And I've always liked Brainiac as a villain. I thought to me he's an interesting villain. So was Lex Luthor, and I like them teaming up. The animation is still from like the Superman animated series. It's on par with that animation. The animation here looks great. The voice cast: Tim Daly as Superman, Dana Taylor as Lois Lane. They're both great. Lance Henderson, great as Brainiac. He definitely has a threatening voice, and is a villain that he's pretty much intimidating, as. And the other actor was good too, that voiced Superman animators, but I like, Lance Henderson a bit more. But that's just me. I like him more. I wish he would have voiced the character for the animators. I think, that I would have liked that more. The music score is pretty good at times. The Phantom Zone looks creepy at times as well. And the plot is very interesting. The movie is very quick-paced. Well, the pacing is good. Goes by like that. It won't take you long to watch this movie for your day. It won't take that long to watch it. It's only 76 minutes long, so like that. If you have little kids that love Superman, if you just want to pop it in for them, I would definitely recommend it. But it is cool. The action scenes I really like. The action and the fight scenes are really good and nice, and the animation is cool. It's cool to see Superman in action in this movie a lot. You see him quite a bit in action in this film, which I like about that. And of course, the voice cast is great. The animation is great. The story is good. I do think it could have been a bit better. You know, now my problems with the movie. Well, first of all, I don't like Thomas Booth as Lex Luthor. I'm sorry. It's just that him saying those cheesy one-liners, saying, "Give me the popcorn," you know, "Keep the microwave," or "Ooh, brain freeze," and you know, Superman, yay, you know, him saying that. I'm like, this to me just wasn't Lex Luthor. This was just a goofy version. You know, what are they doing with Lex Luthor in this movie? You know, some of the humor is good. You know, sometimes the humor works throughout the movie. Sometimes the humor makes me laugh. And Superman has humor as well. Superman is a lighthearted character, so you need the humor in there. But for Lex Luthor, it just didn't work for me. Lex Luthor should be a dark character, you know. He's not... Are they trying to make him like the Joker in a way here or something? By making him jokey and stuff? I'm like, yeah, you can say Gene Hackman was campy, but at least Hackman was funny to me. Gene Hackman was funny as Lex Luthor. And then trying to be Gene Hackman, 2006, reminds me of another movie, Superman Returns. You know, trying to make Lex Luthor is like this year, are they just trying, in 2006, with Superman Returns and Superman Brainiac, are you just trying to be Gene Hackman? And I think the writers did a bad idea. I think the film, I think it could have been better. Now, I do like Brainiac in the movie. Brainiac's a good villain, but I do think if you were connected to Superman the animated series, and I do count it as a DC movie. It is, I'm sorry, because Superman is a DC character. He belongs to DC Comics. So, and it should have been connected to the animated series, but I think they should have gone more in depth with it. I would like to see them play out more with Lois and Clark's relationship a bit more. You know, I'm saying you can keep the humor and stuff, but at least Batman Mask of the Phantasm, you know, and in my opinion, is better than this movie, way better, because that film, you know, you can say it's dark, yeah, but it had its moments of being funny, you know. But not only that, that movie had an amazing story. That movie worked. It tried something different. Dana DeLeo, she also voiced, I think, Andrea in that movie. Oh, she was also in Tombstone Powers movie, okay. Yeah, she voiced Andrea Beaumont. Yeah, so, no. So, you know, you could have at least... I think they should have tried a bit harder with this movie and trying to keep away from the animators, adding more silly humor in there, like with Lex Luthor, what they were doing with Lex, I'm like, no. Howard Booth just doesn't work. I'm sorry, Clancy Brown, in my opinion, is the voice of Lex Luthor. To me, when I think of the voice of Lex Luthor, I think of Clancy Brown, because he's great, and I can't, you know, they just... I'm not saying Superman can be dark, but, you know, you can put a little bit of dark stuff in there, because, you know, not everything has to be humorous. You put a little more serious in there, but still keep it lighthearted. You know, I'm just saying, you know, you gotta keep it balanced well, and I think this movie just didn't keep the balance well. I don't know, it's just, although the action, the animation, some of the voice cast is good, some of the other voice cast members are decent, you know. It's just, the story, I think, could have been better if it was more developed. And, you know, you didn't have to make it about Brainiac. You could have made it a more kind of in-depth story. You know, you could have just done something different, you know. Give Superman a new villain to fight. I mean, you have in Mask of the Phantasm, you have the Phantasm, so why couldn't Superman just fight a new villain in the animated series? You know, why not make an animated movie about him fighting Darkseid and his relationship with Lois, explore that a bit, and Lex Luthor trying to help Darkseid out or something with Clancy Brown. I'm not saying it wouldn't be dark, but, you know, I think it just would have been better that way. I just feel like this film, they didn't really try enough. You have the animation, you have the action, you have some of the good voice cast, but that's about it. The Lex Luthor, some of the humor does not work, and just, you know. And the story, while it is good, it's not that great of a story, and just could have been better in my opinion. Just a step down in my opinion. And I think it just should have been connected to the animated series, you know. It could have just been so much better in my opinion. But anyway, guys, that's all I can say about Superman Brainiac Attacks. In my opinion, it's an okay film, decent movie. it's a decent time waster in my opinion. But if you're a fan of Superman and you want to see Superman animated films, I definitely recommend watching it. But I would say watch it once in a blue moon. You know, it's not a film I would want to watch over and over again. It would just be once in a blue moon. But that's just me personally. And I would say definitely like another Superman animated film I like more than this is Superman Unbound, which you had Brainiac and I like that film better. But that's just me. But anyway, Superman Brainiac Attacks. My rating for this film, I'm gonna give it a so-so. And my thumbs means it's okay. And my rating for this film is 3 out of 5 stars. So, yeah, decent movie, time waster in my opinion. But anyway, for my next Superman animated review, I just want to make sure I keep in check. Okay, for the next one, alright, well, for my next Superman anime review, you know, this is when the, kind of the DC went a little more in with their characters, and from there on out we got more DC animated movies, and this is where Superman kind of, it doesn't go off the anime series, but of course next will be Superman Doomsday. Will be my next Superman animated review. So, DVD. But Superman Doomsday. This will be my next review. Superman animated review. Probably won't be this week because just busy with work, and my sister's coming over this Thursday, so they're gonna be spending a good couple of days with us here at my house. I mean, at my parents' house. Yeah, I still live with my parents. Anyway, because they're probably going to be getting married this week, and also they're going to be getting wedding pictures, so it'll kind of be just too busy to do a review. So hopefully next week I'll be going back to the Superman animated reviews with Superman Doomsday. So guys, tell me, what do you think of Superman Brainiac Attacks? If you've seen this movie, tell me in the comments down below, what do you think of it? And I hope you look forward to my next Superman animated review, Superman Doomsday. So guys, thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Have a good day, y'all.